Everybody, welcome back to Sneaker Stories. I've got another pair of shoes to share with you today, and these are a pair that I have not worn yet outside, so they are very clean, unlike most of my shoes that I share with you. But that's because, I do actually wear my shoes. I don't just keep them in boxes to stare at or try to sell someday. They're shoes to be worn and enjoyed. But these shoes, these clean pair of shoes, are a pair of Nike Air Max 95s. Nike Air Max 95s are my favorite Air Max for comfort and style. I think the style is just really cool. To be completely frank, when they first came out, I didn't like them because I just didn't like fancy, complicated sneakers back in that time. I grew up on things like the Cortez and the Pegasus 83, and that was what a shoe should be for me. Very, very clean lines, very simple. So when these came out, they're a bit like, whoa, there's quite a lot going on there. There's a lot of sneaker. But they definitely grew on me, and now I think they're a good stylistic choice. They have a very, very strong presence, I think. Nike's pretty good at that, at having a sneaker that has a strong presence, that's immediately recognizable. You guys probably know the history of the Air Max 95, so I won't go into the designing too much. But it has a certain, there's an intent in this design. And I think that it works very, very well. It's a unique design, certainly at the time in 1995, and it still has aged very well today. It is one of the more comfortable Air Maxes, I think. I cannot wear Air Max 1s or Air Max 90s because they're just too tight around the toe box. It's not a comfortable shoe for me at all. And I think the 95s also have a bit of a tight toe box, but not as bad as the 90s and Air Max 1s. These also, since I'm showing you the shoe up close, have gum soles, which is something I'm a real sucker for. I love gum soles. When I was a kid in the 1970s and whatnot, everything was basically gum soles. The first pair of sneakers I remember wearing was a pair of New Balance 320s, blue, yellow, with gum soles that wrapped all the way around the front and the back. So I'm kind of got a nostalgic feeling for gum soles. But anyways, these Air Maxes, besides the gum soles, have a lot of really cool style elements. I like the white and purple, the gradient purple to gray to white, the kind of purplish tint in the air pockets, the air cells, whatever you want to call them, airbags, whatever. It's a good shoe stylistically, and actually surprisingly comfortable. I talk a lot about New Balance and Asics, and comfort is king with those guys, and I think they are the best. But this is pretty good, especially after it breaks in a little bit. On that, it's Nike, so quality can be a bit hit or miss. I have 5 pairs of Air Max 95 right now. I have 2 I haven't worn yet, including this. I tried them on, but I haven't worn them outside. And at least one of them fits differently than the other ones. It fits quite a bit tighter in the toe box, and I've had to actually put a shoe stretcher in it to try to open it up, even though it's the same size as the other ones. So something to be mindful if you've never tried Air Max 95s. They do have variation in the sizing, enough that you can have very comfortable to not very comfortable for the same shoe in the same size. So just keep that in mind. But as with a lot of Nikes, it's about style and look, and I think the Air Max 95 has a really cool style, a really cool look that has proven its test, the test of time, rather. It still looks cool after all these years, 1995. It's almost 30 years ago now. It's 2024. I think it probably looks even better now than it did then, on foot. You can wear all kinds of clothes with it. I think baggy is probably the preferred fashion nowadays, but it has a bulky look, but not being too bulky. So for me, that works well when I want to wear shorts. But I think overall, it's just, it's a very cool stylistic shoe. The different colors and gradients and materials they use give you a lot of options. How you can, express your identity, I guess, with the shoes. If you want something, harder looking or lighter looking, you get bright colors, you get dark colors. You get the original Volt colorway if you want to go traditional, with a kind of powerful approach. But this white and purple and gray for me really looks cool, especially with the gum sole. Great summer shoe, which I should wear this summer before summer's over. Gotta stay true to my own ideals of actually wearing the sneakers that I talk about. But yeah, Air Max 95s, great shoe. My favorite Air Maxes. As I mentioned, I can't wear the older ones, and I had 97s and I sold them because they're just too tight on toe. Didn't really work for me. It wasn't worth keeping in my collection, so I let them go to somebody else who could enjoy them more. But the sneakers are meant to be enjoyed and meant to be worn. I think the age of sneaker speculation is ending, which I think is overall a good thing. These are things that they give the joy in putting them on, going out, walking around, having some adventures, styling up with different clothes, giving you memories of where you were and what you did and where you went when you wore that pair of sneakers. That's what they are for me. And I hope that there's something similar for you. And it's not just about, how many you have or, sneakers sitting in boxes being unworn and unenjoyed. So for me, overall, Air Max 95s as a style in general, I'll probably rate maybe like a 7, 6.5 to 7. That's just because the comfort just isn't there compared to the other ones. And everything is relative to what else is in my collection. Remember that when I give the rating. So you're talking about, New Balance made in USA, Cayenne 14, stuff like that. Then you've got the Air Max 95. Of course, it's not going to rate as high, but it's a good sneaker still. And it has its place in a collection if you like this kind of shoe. And it should all be down to what you like and what you want and what makes you happy. Because, hey, it's collecting, it's a hobby, it should be fun. You should be doing it for yourself and for nobody else. Okay? If you agree with that and you like sneakers like I do and want to hear more sneaker stories like this, please do let me know by giving me a like, a subscribe, or some comments. If you want to see the content changed in some way, I'd be interested to hear too, because this is all about sharing with you guys. It's just a fun hobby for me to make these videos. So yeah, until next time, thank you for being with me for Sneaker Stories, and I will see you again soon. Okay? Bye-bye.